I'm now very comfortably wearing all the clothes I have. That was one of the things that was really discouraging, is when I, kept having to buy bigger sized clothes, because I've worn the same size clothes for decades. So that started changing about 5 years ago. And, within a matter of weeks or months, I've been able to go back to where I'm now wearing all the same clothes. And my kids say to me, "Oh, Daddy, you're not fat anymore." It's like the belly fat's gone. It's like they basically say, "Well, your stomach doesn't stick out over your belt anymore." So that's,
kids and their honesty.
yeah. Well, they used to poke me and stuff, but I still, you could see from the before photos that there was quite a bit of fat on my back, lower back, I guess what they would call love handles, on my sides. I don't want that. I don't like it. I wasn't that aware of it, but I like to swim. I don't like having body fat on me when I'm swimming. I don't know how to describe that exactly. I guess I have an image or picture in my mind of who I want to be, and it doesn't have fat on my back in it. It doesn't have belly fat in it. Now the belly fat's going away pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But part of that's just, toning the muscles underneath. When I'm normally kind of stretched out, there's hardly any body fat at all. So I think that by the time I'm down to 165, that I will have, the BMI that's probably in the middle of the chart.
Cool.
We'll see.
So John, so we started working together, I think at the beginning of June, or like June, at least the numbers here I've got is like June 10. So,
yes.
So how much weight are you down so far?
So 194 to 178 solidly.
Cool. And
94.4, and I think I'm at 178.2, 177, actually 177.8 was yesterday.
Cool. What do you think was the, I mean, that's obviously great. What's been different with this approach, like working with me versus what you tried previously, do you think?
I think a huge part of it has been the education. There wasn't enough science before to back, there wasn't enough science at the health level. When I worked with Susan Pierce Thompson, her real focus is food addiction. And so she's trying to work with a segment of people who try and try and try, and they diet and they diet and they diet, but they keep going back to food as a coping strategy, and they can't break free from that. That's not my problem. Like I can turn my back on, but before I didn't have a reason, and I didn't have a science behind what I thought I should be eating. The problem with every medical procedure is it has side effects. And so I like the idea of losing weight slowly, keeping things balanced, trying to keep all of my systems working close to the way, they worked last month, but improve them in the right direction. It's like, I don't want to drastically lower my cholesterol. I want to convert the HDL to LDL ratio. To me, that's balance.
Yeah, definitely.
So your proposal to add, muscle building as a component fits well within, what a way of managing it and maintaining that balance. So I'm actually not trying to lose weight. I'm trying to lose fat.
Yeah. Well, that's the same for everyone. Yeah, because otherwise, if you're not careful with your macronutrients and also your training, you're going to lose a lot of muscle as well as fat. And we want to lose fat, not muscle.
Yeah, especially at it's like I'm at a point where I'm going to stop. I won't have the ability to build muscle like I could.
Yeah.
And so I need to build up everything that I can at this point. I'm seeing my dad really lose muscle mass quickly. Mm-hmm. So he's 79, and he's still a farmer, and he's still out there working all the time in the fields, but he can't swing a hammer like he used to. And you know, he's getting weak and old quickly.
Okay. Hey, John, what would you say to someone who is on the fence about working with me and not sure if it's going to be a good choice?
Well, there's certainly a personal component to it. I would say if somebody doesn't trust fad diets and they want an approach that has solid science behind it, that you're a unique individual, because you're not selling a diet product. You're not, at this point, you're not selling a get skinny quick scheme. And I just think that your overall presentation of the science with the practical application and looking at the problem holistically is unique. Everywhere else I go, somebody has an idea they're trying to sell or that they're trying to get famous on. And you're not like that. So you're very practical. I also think that you're young, you're energetic, you're positive. I don't know how you connect with, you know, every other person, because we're all different. But in fact, I was just telling somebody recently that I was canceling a meeting with my therapist because I go to a therapist for advice on how to help make things better for the kids, really. And I said, well, I'm canceling my meeting with the therapist, but a lot of the same things that I was getting from the therapist, I'm getting from your training. So you really are treating the broad problem of food management. Now, the depression component of it, I'm sure a lot of people who are depressed are overweight.
Hey, I'll tell you now that it's probably, I would say 1 in 2 people in the program have depression, whether it's diagnosed or whether they're, you know, a lot of the guys, I think I was telling you this in Messenger, they're not really open or willing to go and speak about it and actually do something about it because they're kind of in denial. But I would say 1 in 2 people are, and so long as that's not resolved, we're always struggling with them.
Yeah. So I see depression kind of 2 ways based on my experience. One is what I would call passive depression or latent depression, where you're actually depressed, but you don't have a word for it. And you don't perceive it as an immediate threat to your lifestyle or to your future. And then there's the point where depression is disabling and you go find a clinical definition for it and start matching that to the patterns that you're experiencing. And you realize, you know, I have a condition that needs treatment or else there's going to be consequences. And so for the guys who are still toughing it out, it is hard to talk about it. They may not even have a word for it. But the patterns are unmistakable. And so I definitely think that your program helps counter depression. I mean, it has for me.